Well, if anybody can see this, I'm trying to get the stream started and I don't know what's happening. Twitch is okay, YouTube is being difficult. No, I mean Twitch is okay, YouTube is being difficult. Whichever way round, I just did it. Okay. We seem to be good to go. I do apologize for any problems. My apologies for. Okay, we're streaming on YouTube. We're streaming on Twitch. It seems. And now I just have to fix everything else, because of course I do. Hey Danny, I do apologize for this delay. I just need to update everything. I'm pain in the neck. I'm not quite sure what I did wrong, if anything, or whether it's just Restream that's being difficult. Yeah, hang on. This is going to take me a couple of moments. To say I'm infuriated is putting it mildly. How are you doing, Danny? Are you safely home? I'm just in case updating things like keywords on the stream so that if people are doing an active search, it should show up. And it's pain in the bottom, I can tell you. This is not how I envisage this stream starting. You got a funny review tonight? Oh, I could do with some amusement at this moment. Do tell. All right. I think we're all good. I have never had so much trouble with this. Pain in the blooming neck. Right, let's see. Okay, we should be good. Yeah, and now I'm messing up again. All right. All right. Now that we've finally fixed that, and this day started out so well too. Just to make life really interesting, my DPD delivery may have gotten messed up, and hopefully it'll still be delivered somewhere where I can get it. What? Well, that's I suppose one could call that honest. They detonated their order. How drunk were they when they were entering that review? Sorry, that's funny. That reminds me of those announcements they make in public places. You know the one? Abandoned luggage will be taken out and destroyed. My memory, I've always wanted to watch them destroy it, but I suppose that would be asking too much. Hey, we're indifferent. The food was good, and then we blew it up. Right. What are we doing? Yeah, after all this fuss, I need to suppose set the scene. Astrid is in the region known as Junker's Paddock on the way into the Forsaken Airfield, and there is a blizzard outside. And there is a decision which I have to make. Do I try and make it to Drift Island once the blizzard subsides, or do I go to the airfield and then go to Drift Island? And that's not an idle decision to make, because you can get socked in at the airfield and then have something like a 2-day trip across the ice. It can take quite a while just to get across the whole map, because I'm going pretty much from one side to the other, or from the near middle to the other. So anyway, let's see what happens. So here we are, and yeah, we actually managed to get the local wolf. As you can see, Astrid is not happy. Let's warm her up a bit. No, I'm tracking a package. It's my streaming PC, obviously, and grief.
Barely walked with this much.
And so I decided to set my apartment office as being the secondary delivery point. At least that's what I thought I was doing. If I'm not in, deliver to the apartment office, right? Sounds reasonable. Except that the website decided to interpret that as deliver to the apartment office. And I can't change it. I can't say, oh, cancel that. And I can't get through to anybody at DPD. Yeah, thank you very much, DPD. That's very, very unhelpful. Do I want to try and cook my... Not at this point. I've got some fresh wolf here, and I'm very tempted to cook it. Let's see, do we have anything immediately breakable? Difference between A and A minus. That's an awfully narrow. Alright, let's have a little experiment here. Because in principle, I should be able to build a fire here. Let's see if this works. Oh, it's not going to work, is it? Nope, can't build a fire there. Yeah, we are completely out of safe areas to build a fire. Blast. Don't try this at home, people. Ah, this might work. Let's see. No, 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 no. We are not in a position to do this. Okay. Oh wow, that wind is all over the place. I think our best bet is to simply drop everything and yeah. Okay.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
So I'm just gonna have to sleep through the night. Grief. Right, let's see what we've got outside.
And this pack is getting kind of heavy.
Okay. Still not fantastic. I still want to cook that because I'm going to need it. It's one of those situations where I really, really, really need that food that I've got there. Okay. Oh, good. We have a nice day. It cleared up.
Barely walk with this much gear.
And I do need this water. Do we have anywhere in here another can? Yes, we do. This is not the best way to do this, I can tell you. How much water have I got? 3. Okay, that's more than enough. So, now the problem is I smell a bit, but So here's the decision that has to be made. Do I want to try and make it... Hang on, what have I got on me that I can drop, if anything? Oh, I'm carrying coal.
Too heavy to carry.
That's the reason we're so heavy. You know, the safe option, arguably, is to go to the airfield. At least we've got shelter. But then I risk being... Didn't I kill you earlier? Oh, now I'm smelling of meat. Okay. You like that, Mr. Wolf? Okay. I thought there was only the one wolf here. I'll settle for that. Alright, so what do I know? There's 2 wolves in this region, and I'm smelly. Yeah, hang on a moment. I think I can keep that in for now. Apparently there's a sort of way back around there that I have never been to, but I've never done... I say I've never done that. I might have done, but I guess we'll see. It's a shame yesterday when we were making our way here that the weather wasn't clearer, because you do get a magnificent view of the airfield. I think I'm going to the airfield. Yeah, airfield it is. We'll do the safe option and the most immediately interesting one. There is a task you can sort of start undertaking from here, but I won't be doing that immediately. Figured out how to make and use a bow in Vintage Story. I have a bow. It helped me kill a wolf. Sort of. I wouldn't exactly call it the most accurate thing in the world. It's distinctly feels on the crude side, but I do have a bow and fletched arrows, so I went hunting chickens to get some more arrows. Let's eat the tiny scrap there. Start eating that. Yeah, you can start seeing the open expanse that is the airfield, and there's a wolf ahead. Is that a wolf? No. That is a wolf-shaped boulder, as distinct from the normal bear-shaped boulder. Why, oh why am I carrying 5 lumps of coal? Anna and Eugene would be proud of me. So here's the turn off point. If I go that way, the road actually goes all the way to the Mindful Cottage. It's a long haul, but if you go that way, you can get there. If you go this way, you end up at the airfield, which is where we're going. I think, yeah, because it's the safe option. That way, it's, yeah, while it does take you pretty much straight to the Mindful Cottage, I then have to take a slightly different route across country. And there's basically the only cover that way is a crashed helicopter. I can't remember what that one's called. The Final Approach, I think it is. Final Approach is a great place to stop. It has to be said. You can even light a fire inside the helicopter.
This'll come in handy.
You know, push come to shove, actually the Final Approach is a pretty good spot. But if the weather changes, it's easy to miss. If you have fog, you can walk straight past it and not even realize it's there. But you can see the airfield over there now. And I know that route fairly well because when I was speedrunning on easiest setting to try and get to the Mindful Cottage so I can take video of an aurora, I made that run about 4 times before I got one that actually worked. And this is on the absolute easiest. And I don't mean the easiest setting, I mean the easiest setting that I customized. Great, we got wind. And yeah, I mean, there were occasions you just couldn't see the helicopter. So that is the risk. The risk going that way is the weather changes, you miss the helicopter, and then you've got to go through, and then you end up trying to find your way in, yeah, difficult circumstances, which is putting it mildly. Now, if you're going to Actually, just getting to the Mindful Cottage, you can pretty much just follow the road. But there's wolves and bear, which I didn't have to worry about in the speed run because I switched them off. Now, I really ought to stop and get that old man's beard, but there we go. We are now starting to get there. As you can see that there definitely are resources here. One of the things about this location is that, at least the way it works, it worked the last time I came here, was that after blizzards, the deer vanish for some time. You know, oh, there's deer. We'll make a mental note. Blizzards roll in. You don't see deer for days. And I want to see where that wolf went. There he is. Funny thing is, I've actually hauled an entire deer with a pack of wolves following me on one occasion. Oh, in fact, I think it was during this run, wasn't it? And I did have to shoot one, but I was really surprised I wasn't in more trouble. I could light a flare, but if he's going to keep his distance like that... The thing is, if I actually stop and take aim at him, he will probably attack. Have you noticed that? If I make ready, yeah, there's a chance he'd run away, but he's not as close as he looks there. That's how far he actually is. One of the problems? Yeah, that's the main hangar off to our left. One of the problems with that place is there's a cellar and it's always completely dark, so... Oh. But you definitely don't want to linger too long here. And I want to have as much dried food on me as possible for getting to Drift Island. Hi, Tony. This is the Forsaken Airfield. Somewhere behind us there's a wolf. Yeah, you can see him there, being irritable. And this is where we're heading. And then we can drop stuff off. There is something here, Tony, called glimmer fog. Glimmer fog sweeps in on fairly regular occasions. It gives you insomnia, makes it hard to sleep at night. I can't climb up on that. And I have cooked more than I care to remember at this location. Why is she showing bare hands when she's got gauntlets on? I've cooked pies in this location. Ah, glimmer fog. This is glimmer fog. The insomnia risk isn't much to write home about, to be honest. You just go to sleep and don't worry about it. The only way to avoid it is to basically be underground. But it's like regular fog, but it glimmers, if you know what I mean. And it affects you indoors.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
So what I tend to do is start setting up bits and pieces here. So yeah, we'll drop our wolf pelts and because I often cook outdoors here, I'll set down our wood. Did I not bring my coal with me? Oh, I did. There are beds and what have you. The useful stuff is down here, actually. Kind of. We'll actually... I once spent a night down here making porridge. Oh, the lights are on. Oh, of course, the glimmer fog. I forgot about that. Yeah. Forgot about that. There is a workbench. Obviously. The major problem is... don't need lantern fuel. There's even a bed down here. There's a furnace with coal. And less resources than I remember. I don't think there's a heavy hammer though. More coal. Accelerant, which I don't need. Huh, my memory says there's actually more down here last time. I should have thought with the glimmer fog. Yeah, I should have known. I should have remembered that. If you need lead, there's lead, but don't know if we can cast bullets here. I've never tried.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
There's not as much here as I remember. Yeah, so I spent a night, well, I say I've spent several nights here. Yeah, I spent a night cooking porridge. I was playing a lower difficulty last time, yes. Yeah, I was playing Voyager. Salt!
Well, this stuff will come in handy.
I knew there was salt. Oh, it's one potato. So of course the real question is, do I want to haul 10 kilograms of salt for 2 days across the ice and snow? I mean, I could use the travois. There is a bear in the way, on the way to Drift Island, as a matter of fact. I don't really need that. So we'll start setting up a stash at this exit here. Did I not? I've got a suspicion, didn't I? Didn't I build a... can't remember. Yeah, heavily overladen. What am I carrying that's so heavy? Apart from 3.5 kilos of it's just everything, isn't it? That's not an excessive amount of... Doesn't strike me as being excessive. I mean, 2.5 kilos of that doesn't help. I mean, none of this really helps, per se. I am slightly... Oh, yeah, the woodworking tools is 1.5 kilos. That's... Excuse me while I mutter to myself. Guess it's just the consequence of being ready for anything. Tell you what we're going to do, we will leave this stuff around. There is, or should be, all kinds of bits. Storm lantern.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
People have left their luggage around. There is a luggage claim here. Bedrooms upstairs. You can spend a significant amount of time. Yeah. Well, it is more of a formality here, isn't it? It's not exactly a huge luggage claim. It's this picayune little thing. I had quite a collection of stuff here last time. The problem was I ran out of food. And I think I brought dried meat with me.
I think I can use
Oh, that's useful.
Well, this stuff will come in handy.
Last time I did get a bit bent out of shape over the glimmer fog. And in the end, I'm not going to worry about it this time. You just end up sleeping, waking up, sleeping, waking up. You know, it's not a huge deal. Oh, hello. Is that a fuse or something else? Yeah. Oh, energy bar. Great. It's a great place for some resources. There's always cloth and there's bits and pieces. And you may have noticed the matches. Oh, sorry.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
Bedrooms are over on the opposite side. It's obviously not a safe place to be during an aurora, but glimmer fog, while it does light things up, doesn't set off the cables on the ground. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. In a way, this place is a trap. Because, in my opinion, obviously, because the temptation is to stay and explore and get all the goodies. This takes you outside and collect everything. And then you realize you got no food. And the nearest hunting, while there is some, if the weather's right, is a bit of a problem away. So we will drop a few bits. There should be mucklucks, which are arguably the best boots in the game. I say arguably because it comes down to whether you want, I think it's wind protection or something else. And I ended up sticking with the deerskin boots rather than using the mucklucks. Good grief, I'm overburdened. I don't want to drop those. Never use the energy drink, I don't think. Acts a bit like a stim. But at least we've got water for a few days, admittedly from the toilet. And why this water isn't frozen is utterly beyond me. But when I was doing my speed runs, excuse me, when I was doing my speed runs, you pretty much had to come here to pick up the clothing. What did I just pick up that I want to drop? Oh, water. Firewood. Yeah, because there are so many nooks and crannies. All the helicopters, all the cars, all the buildings. And like I say, but what I was doing, yeah, you really did need to come here.
I'll take it.
To pick up clothing. Huh.
Best be prepared for anything.
Now, if we, whatever reason, we spend significant time in the cellar, that will be very handy, what I've just picked up. The jerry can and the lantern. Yeah, that was the word I was looking for. Lantern, definitely. That's not a good thing. Well, I can do something about that. Right, I am afraid I am going to have to take a quick break for the toilet. So, I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Right, I'm back, so to speak. Yeah. Not sure if that's glimmer fog or whether it's aurora. Thank you. Right. At least I've got some fresh meat. And I've got enough water for a day or two. This is going to be... You'll see now where the problem is, the insomnia risk. Oh, wait a minute. Did it just say that? Finished. I've got to do something about my vitamin C problem. Oh, insomnia risk healed. That's good. Oh, but I have rose hips on me, didn't I? Don't I? Yeah, okay, rose hips is going to be. Right. Oh, I just got a notification that DPD is going to be delivering between 12:15 and 1:15. In my experiences, they're generally pretty good about that. Now all I've got to do is hope that I'm not quite sure where they're delivering it to. Whether it's me or the apartment office. Blasted DPD. I blame the website for being confusing. So I was trying to set up a secondary delivery point, and they took it as the primary. And then it's confusing, because then it kind of says, well, we'll try and deliver here, and then we'll deliver there, but a different screen says, no, we're going to deliver... And you can't get through to anybody to talk to them. No, it's my streaming PC. My M4 Mac Mini. Refurbished. So I would like to get it set up today. I can't use it yet to do this kind of streaming, but I can set it up to display all the other bits that I have on here, like chat, like Twitch. I can move that all over onto the other computer and switch off this monitor. And you missed me talking about this earlier, but running 3 monitors takes up a surprising chunk of your GPU. Oh, there's nothing wrong with it. I just need a capture card, and I can't afford the capture card right now. I've got to arrange my finances a bit for that. But running multiple monitors does eat into your GPU as much as I've seen it go between 6 and 10%, depending on what you're doing. Right, so let's grab some water and let's go and sort out. Yeah, I'm going to need a bunch of prepared rose hips. So I can make progress towards configuration. And I'd like to do that today. I'd love at some point to do a test stream with it. I can do that. I can, there's a couple of games, yeah, there's a couple of games I can put on there that I can test stream. Make sure that it does actually perform as I think it will. Alright, let's, okay, that's not too bad.
I can barely walk with this much. Come on, little fire.
This isn't going to do me any favors. Okay, but the scurvy risk is improving.
Damn it.
It's better. Yeah, I've got a feeling this is not going to work.
This pack is getting too
Did work.
heavy to carry.
Well, that turned out to be relatively successful. Got some food. Now, if only I could figure out why I'm carrying so much.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Let's see. Okay, come on. Okay. I can't figure out for the life of me. Okay, yes, I'm carrying quite a bit of water, but that's 7 kilos? No. Doesn't help. Just need to remember that lot. Hmm. It's just a lot of everything, I guess. I don't think I've ever used those, and I've never used more than 2. Okay, that's manageable, sort of. So, let's give everybody a look at where we are.
Man, this pack is getting kind of heavy.
So, food locations apart from wolves. There's deer in this copse, or sometimes there are deer in this direction. But yeah, you can see them over there. There's a deer over there. There should be deer way over that way. Sort of, you can't see it. There's a sort of a river over there. If you go down and up and over, there's deer over that way. And we got glimmer fog coming in. Great. Yeah, so there's one there, or one over there, so there's a couple of deer. But you can sort of see the problem. This stuff rolls in fairly frequently. And then you get the blizzards. This is one of those locations where you'd sort of better know where you are. It does end up being pretty much a constant battle against, yeah, everything. You can quite easily get lost.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
But then there's all these places to search. More gauntlets. And there are places to search in the aircraft as well, but I won't do that right now. I'll search everywhere else first, I think. Have I searched in here? Certain I did, didn't I? No, I didn't. Yeah. One thing, if you need to do any fixings of your clothing, there's an abundance of that. Of cloth, I mean.
This'll come in handy.
But as I say, even in Voyager, I found the major problem to be, yeah, food. You ended up having to move on. Anybody want a climbing rope?
That'll be useful. think I can use this.
And in case you're wondering, Tony, flashlights work during glimmer fog and aurora, which can be useful.
Looks like this has been here a while.
I could have sworn there was lockers in this, but is that the helicopters I'm thinking of? It's the helicopters I'm thinking of. Good job the engines don't start up, otherwise that could be slightly embarrassing. And something I had to be told about was, yeah, there's stuff here too in the floats. This is where I was wondering about the lockers.
This stuff will come in handy.
You can spend as long as you want rummaging through stuff like this. And you'll notice that the torch recharges. But again, once the glimmer fog is over, you can't use it. And I always forget where I'm dropping stuff off here. I can never remember whether the bedroom's on this side or the other side. I think it's on the other side. I always mess this up. Yeah, it's on the other side. What I really need now is pinnacle peaches or a really good fishing session. And the best place for that, arguably, is over at Drift Island. It's a good coat, actually. That's not a bad coat at all. It's not as good as what I'm wearing, but... Am I not wearing these? Oh, no, I'm wearing the others. Okay. Go on to that just in case. But the fog's still out there, which means the possibilities for getting lost remain significant.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Yeah, that's the other way in. There's an open hangar. Pretty much straight over that way, but as you can see... Yeah, there we go. Straight over there, so... I think there's shelves and what have you.
Hope nobody needs this anymore. Probably useful.
Huh, it's useful. Somebody just decided to drop their cured gut in there. Yeah, was somebody planning a trip to the mine? I'm not sure I've ever found anything in these side hatches. Oh, I forgot about this one. Right, so without moving stuff around, that's pretty... Actually, I don't think you can you? Nope, you can't. You'd have to break things down to see if there's hidden stuff. And the good news is, yeah, visibility isn't too bad at the moment. In fact, it's okay enough that I will check out this helicopter too. I think last time I was here I was commenting on how it reminded me a little bit of the movie Neon City. If anyone's ever seen that. The idea of glimmer fog, that is.
I'll take it.
Michael Ironside was in it. I can't remember the other people. There was an actress in it, slash singer, who was known as by a homonym, but I can't remember her name. I think it was sort of a remake, a sort of sci-fi remake of Stagecoach, actually. The inclination here is to say, right, the moment we get good weather, we're out. And then at some point on our way back, we check out everything else. I'm not sure. I want to end up on Drift Island with some preserved food because, yeah. Yay! Don't forget to give Peanut and Lola a hug from us all. I think I have now twice, when I was wandering around the last time, made the trip from here back to Drift Island. The first time I went via Final Approach, which is the helicopter sort of, well, you can't see me pointing. I think it's more or less over, yeah, that way. Anyway, that actually went fairly well, to be honest. Given that I had practically no food on me. But the second time I went via... I got stuck out in a blizzard. Had to make a snow shelter near one of the hunter's blinds. I can't remember how long I was there.
It's getting kind of heavy.
It wasn't that far from Drift Island, but... yeah. I don't think there's anything else for me to really search around here unless I start taking things apart, which I don't really need to do at this point, do I? I've already checked the cellar. What? Oh no, I only checked. How many times did I check the cellar? Once? Twice? Yeah, I don't think there's much point.
Oh, it feels so good.
So, I think that's mostly I won't guarantee I've picked up everything around here, but I will have probably picked up quite a bit. Yeah. Yeah. Anyone want a hacksaw?
I'm not gonna be able to carry this load for much longer.
Where's my... oh. My stash, so to speak. What do you want to bet? I'm going to forget them. There's a very good chance I'm going to forget something when I leave out of here. It'll probably be the woodworking tools. And then I will feel like a complete twit. Morning, Anna. How are you doing? Excuse me. We are obviously in the Forsaken Airfield. And I picked up a wolf on the way. And we have glimmer fog at the moment.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Yeah. A bit late in the day too. I don't want to be out in glimmer fog at night, because if the visibility's bad now, it isn't going to improve. I've already checked in the workshop over there. I've checked that aircraft. So, yeah. And as I keep saying, it is very difficult to get lost when the fog rolls in, let alone when the fog rolls in and it's night time. Yeah. But at least I've got fresh-ish food for a short time. For a short time. What am I going to do? There's not much I can do here except start collecting cloth. I could do that, I suppose. This is the kind of place you definitely want to be prepared to make a snow shelter. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You definitely want to do that. If you, I got a suspicion. If you spend significant time in Forsaken Airfield and you don't make a snow shelter, then you're either extremely lucky, or I can't think what the other possibility is. Yeah, here we go. Just like last time, I end up leaving quite an accumulation of stuff. And now we have a full-blown aurora. And I have a full-blown bladder. So, yeah, sorry. Give me a couple of minutes. Right, I'm back. Yep. Thank you. Wolf snacks. Somebody kindly left some deer behind when they booked it out of here. So, I think... I don't know. Not sure what to think, to be honest. Let's go see what the weather's doing to us. Oops, sorry. unlike last time, Anna, I am not scurrying for cover when the glimmer fog hits in. It's just like, okay, I've got insomnia, big deal. I'll live with it. Pretty much checked out here. There is 10 kilograms of salt here. I think last time I actually built the a meat curing box here, didn't I? Not the best place to do it.
Pack is getting kind of heavy.
But let us gallop across the airfield. And so we've checked out here, checked out there, checked out these aircraft. Did I check out that one? I did not. But I think we'll save those for on the way back. Oops. Oh, we'll check out this as well. A wolf was kind enough to follow me all the way down the road into such a position I could take advantage of it. Poor wolf.
This'll come in handy.
Oh yeah. Insulated flask. If you want to hang on to your warmth benefit.
I think I can use this.
Finally found quality tools. It's funny.
Well, this stuff will come in handy.
Don't really need it, to be honest. Oh, yes, it certainly did. Yeah, it certainly did. Now I can go back to the coastal highway and make the bearskin rug.
Barely walk with this much gear.
Oh, grief. I'm never leaving those home without them again. And that's pretty much it. There's a bit more stuff in easier modes, but that's it. Next place to go will be over here. Now this is where you can trigger one of the internal missions, which I don't really care about. But, you know. At least not at this point. I'll maybe on the way back. There's a wolf.
This will come in handy. Okay.
Don't know whether you saw it. I found Raphael Van... I can't remember his last name. I found his official announcement regarding the layoffs and the delay to Black Frost on his LinkedIn page and posted it on Discord. In fact, it's not 10 layoffs, it's 14. There are some people, there are 4 others on fixed contracts.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
Yeah. He certainly has been very nice about it, but then he would be, wouldn't he? He does not want to alienate fans of The Long Dark. I'm sorry, that sounds cynical, doesn't it?
No.
Well, that's what I mean, yeah. But that their contracts are not going to be renewed, so that's 14 people that are going to lose their jobs. The big concern is, I mean, yeah, he said, okay, the extra delivery and this and that and the other is the reason that they had to lay people off because, yeah, without revenue they can't afford them. But, yeah, that's the device that triggers one of the missions. Yeah. Oh, okay. I've automatically picked it. Yeah. That's alright. I'm gonna worry about it. I didn't really want to do that, but still. Oops. So it's entirely possible that he's being completely above honest. Having spent enough time around business, I couldn't help but read it and think that's very much business speak, which means it could be genuine, it could be something else, it could be, and this is the scary part, mismanagement. It's impossible to say. But like I say, I'm an old cynic, so when management says a thing, my first inclination is not to believe a word of it. And I'm afraid when it comes to management, I've been proven correct in that regard entirely too many times. Yeah. Right, so apart from the aircraft, we've actually pretty much checked everything. At least... in a first level sort of search. We at least have enough. Yeah. The thing is, if it did all turn out to be mismanagement or something, for those of us who've already bought the game, it doesn't make any difference. Well, yeah, that's what they say. But that doesn't necessarily mean it isn't mismanagement. And I'm headed the wrong way, aren't I? Oh, no, I'm not. I say mismanagement. I don't necessarily mean, willful or he's a bad manager. Could just be that he is out of his depth, maybe? I don't know. But I always feel,
I'll take it.
with some of these situations, why didn't you plan better? For the situation. Why couldn't you come up with a better estimate of how long it's actually going to develop stuff? Like I say, ignore my ramblings. In the end, it makes no difference. There's nothing we can do about it.
This'll come in handy.
I hate to use the expression, it is what it is. The decision has been made. And, yeah, if they can't continue to operate because, then they can't continue to operate.
Guess be prepared for anything.
Oh, hang on.
I think I can use this.
But I do hope very much that everything he has said can be taken in the best possible light. I don't want my cynicism to be justified. So, where are we going after this? Well, should be able to identify it. I think it's colder here in Stalker than it was in Voyager. It's going to make the trip across the ice more interesting. Ice and snow, I should say. So I'll try and identify where we will be heading. Not today. It's getting a bit late for that. But probably, I was going to say probably tomorrow. No, tomorrow, no, Monday. Yeah, probably Monday. See if we can't see where we're headed. So, let's see. Yeah, in principle, you can actually see the final approach, I think. I think it's there. And we are actually headed that way. Because I think I can see... I think that's the float plane. Over there. We want to go about... Yeah. Mindful Cottage, I think, is... Actually, do you know what? I'm no longer positive. If that is final approach, the Mindful Cottage is over there, I think. And you can't see it from here, but I think that's the road. And that road curves round, and I think heads pretty much straight up here. It goes around, and yeah, that is final approach. That's the helicopter. And like I say, if the weather's bad enough, you can't see that from the road. You can't even see that. I think that's right. Do you know what? I'm no longer sure now that I look at it. Nah, I'm wrong. It's over here. That's final approach. I think. I think that's final approach is round about there. There's a bear that patrols that region here. So where we would be heading would be approximately, I think, about over that way. Yeah, because I think it's over that way. Which takes us through, well, takes us past 4 wolves down here. I can't tell. There's a speck right there, which I have a... I think, yes, I think that's the float plane. That's a patch of trees. Yes, obviously it's a patch of trees. And then we go more or less straight there. And then there is a path and tunnel in more or less that location. And then there's a fishing hut about there. So that's probably where we'll be heading. I think that's right. What do you think, Anna? Have I more or less summed that up correctly? The major problem in this area is another bear. So you got one that sort of patrols that area, and then you got another one that patrols sort of that area. And hopefully... Well, hopefully 2 things. Hopefully I'm right in my identification of the landmarks. I think there's a hunter's blind over there. I think it's either that speck. I think it's either that speck or that speck is a hunter's blind. And I did spend some time there in the middle of a blizzard. So you really want to get out of here early and clear weather. And that's a surprising distance. That's not as close as it looks. You do not make good time over there. And the problem is, short of building your own snow shelter, the only cover anywhere in that region is, the large helicopter here and the float plane over there. The large helicopter is more sustainable because you can light a fire inside the helicopter. The float plane's like staying in a car. If the weather turns against you, you're in deep trouble. But so that's the kind of direction we'll be heading in. And I just need to... There's a lake, there's a river down there, which I will need to pay a visit to. Because I'm going to need the cattails. Because I haven't found... Yeah, right now, my scurvy problem is... Yeah. And... Yeah, hopefully that will help some small bits. Yeah, I did. Absolutely, I did. I didn't realize there was a bear in that region. Shot a deer, came back and realized the bear was following me. So you really, really, really want to make this in one run. And you really do need to have a pretty good idea where you're going. Because I ended up in Drift Island originally by mistake. Everything gives me a jump scare. I was told, oh, there's a vista point over there. Which there is. Beautiful one. And I ended up in the wrong place, which turned out to be better. So, I just need to line myself up. Yeah, it is pretty much straight out there. And you can follow the road around a certain distance, but you do have to head off the road. So if you hit that road, I mean, you could go back up this road, over and down. Or you go straight across country, catch the road, follow it for a bit, and then end up over that way, hopefully. And that's assuming... Yeah. I hope that's the float plane. I wish they had binoculars. I can't tell if that's the float plane or not. I do think I recognize that, though. Yeah, no, straight across country. And hope we don't have to deal with the wolves, and hope they're not timber wolves. They do look black wolf color-ish type of things, so... Yeah. Oh, no, straight across country is, yeah, probably the quickest. If you were coming in from Junker's Paddock, and you wanted to go to Drift Island, if you wanted to go straight to either the Mindful Cottage or Drift Island, following the road would have been the quickest way, but I am kind of glad that I came this way, simply because I found the quality tools. The interesting thing is, I think this wolf that followed me, I think that's the first time I've had to shoot a wolf out here on the plain. I don't know why I'm going to go to the top of this mound to take another look. It's not like I'm going to see anything more. And it's going to bring me too close to them. And actually there's a halfway decent... Yeah, there's a hut over there. If it was a blizzard, I'd follow the road and simply follow it to Drift Cottage. Oh boy. Maybe this is going to be another gunfight at the airfield. Ah. I hit him. This acts like a doorway. They can't see me here. Interesting. Yeah, I thought you might be around there. You sneaky creature. Oh, you went after a rabbit. Yeah.
Making my head feel
I assume I hit it. I just don't want these things in the way when I'm going across country. Yep, hit him. If I was going to be staying more than a day, I'd pick that up. Maybe I will anyway. Okay, I can always skin and gut it and leave the bits out here. Okay, so what do we reckon? 3 wolves?
It's a goddamn freezing.
Yeah, I had that go up twice. Yeah, he can't see me there. But I didn't actually get injured, so... Nope. And my scurvy riskers means I've really got to get out of here. Yeah, so... That, in principle, has rendered... I forgot the rabbit. Never mind. In principle, I just rendered that little section of the ice a little bit safer, because I think that should be all of them. Maybe. There were 4, weren't there? And I know I got one. Yeah, I think I got them. Yeah. I ought to relabel this one Gunfight at the Forsaken Airfield. I won't say it's my specialty, but it's getting there, isn't it? Shoot my way into Bleak Inlet, which I've done twice now. Shoot my way into and out of Broken Railroad. Shoot my way across Forsaken Airfield. How many other places can I shoot my way into and out of in that fashion? Alright.
This pack is getting too heavy.
Actually, I just realized I need to take a screenshot, I think. Here we go. So, yeah. As you all know by now, my weekend schedule is pretty much whatever I decide. There's a very good chance I almost certainly stream Soulframe in the evenings at the weekend, although I may stream something else instead, because Soulframe has gotten to the grindy bit where there's no more quests to follow. There's a distinct possibility of 1, maybe 2 experimental streams with new equipment. Depending on how that works out. Cross fingers. Otherwise, I will be back. Oh, Revolver's almost up to... I can't do them. I have to take a break. And my way of taking a break is I don't stream in the mornings. I couldn't tomorrow anyway because I'm going into Manchester to visit my son.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
So, yeah. And the experimental streams, no one's going to be that interested in because it's most likely to be Sky or Minefield. But that's going to be a wholly different situation. So, anyway. So, all that remains today is the evening live stream, which may actually be Warframe, because there is something I want to grind for there, and it's... Yeah, it's... I may or may not do that this evening. I may do Dark Sector again this evening, if I can overcome my terror of kernel panics. But otherwise, I'll be back on Monday. I hope you all have a good weekend. Oh, I just thought I might do a ASMR live stream. We'll have to see. Might do an Arcadian Days live stream from meditation spot if I think the game will run without crashing. Okay. I think that's everything. Thank you all very much for watching. Thank you for the likes. If anybody subscribed, thank you for that. If you didn't subscribe, why not? I will see you all next time.